Are you constantly getting undercut based on price? And do you have buyers that ghost after requesting a quote? Also, do you and your team struggle to articulate what makes you different from the competition? If this is you, you are not alone. And the good news is there's a fix for that. See, most B2B companies in the construction industry are stuck in what I call the functional specifications spiral. What does this mean? It means that they are constantly talking about technical specifications, functional specifications, the measurements, the weights, the configurations, the things that buyers are expected to ask about. And those things are important. But if those are the only things that you're talking about and all of your competitors are also talking about, then that is a problem. And it's crazy because I have worked with companies that are objectively better. They have better performance, better reliability, better materials. They are easier to install. However, they're still losing business, they're still losing deals. And the problem is that they're all stuck in this place where all they talk about is these functional specifications of the product. And so from the customer end, there is no difference between them and the competitors. And so what ends up happening is that the customers default to the only thing left, and that's price. And so let's talk about the deeper issue here, the root cause of what's going on. And it's what I call the objectivity trap. There is a long-standing belief that B2B buyers are rational, logical buyers. That because, they have the spreadsheets and they have, the titles before their names and they have the certifications and things like that, that the only thing that they're interested in and the only thing that they base their purchase on is those technical details, is those functional specifications of the products. And that could not be further from the truth. At the end of the day, B2B buyers are human. All humans are subject to those emotional and psychological factors that are in play when making a buying decision. And for B2B buyers specifically, they're not just choosing the best product, they're also choosing the safest bet. The brand that feels easier to defend and the one that signals trustworthiness. And that's why if your message is only rooted on rationality and logic, it is invisible, it's falling flat. And so let's talk about how we can escape this trap. So number one, you want to strengthen your value messaging. You want to sit down with your team and start thinking about what is it beyond the functional specifications of our product that is a great outcome for our customers. What is it that is more emotional? Is it a more convenient product? Does it save them time? Does it reduce callbacks? Does it lower risk? What actually moves the needle for your customers? And these are the things that you need to be putting front and center of your messaging and not just the numbers. And then the second thing is that you want to differentiate your brand. And here's the truth about differentiation. Perception is more important than reality. You can have the best product in your category, but your buyers will still not see the difference if you're not expressly telling them why you're different, why your brand is different, why they should buy from you and not your competitors. So choose a differentiation strategy that aligns with the way that you do business and the things that your customers value. You want to be able to articulate that very clearly so that when your buyer is considering between different options, there is a very obvious one that stands out. And then step 3 that is related to your differentiator, you want to package it into a unique mechanism. What that means is take that differentiator, if it is a unique process, a very specific formula, a niche product, and frame it as a new way or a different way for the customer to get the same outcome that they're looking for. And that's how you go from just another option to the one that stands out from the pack. Because now your brand or your product is not just different. It is easy to remember, it is easy to trust, and it is easier to justify internally for your B2B buyers. So if you're stuck in a sea of sameness and if you're tired of racing to the bottom on price, Maybe the issue is not what you sell, it is the way that you frame it. And once you let go of the objectivity trap, this thought that B2B buyers are simply just rational and logical buyers, then everything will start to change.